Okay, here we are. Live action from the bee yard. Our grounds crew is out here working in the bee yard today. I was able to get some of my, what would you call it, August work done in my bee yard yesterday. Came in, condensed down some hives that had way too much room. That's one of the supers. I took 2 supers off of the different hives. I condensed all the frames down into supers and divided it up between frames with honey and frames without honey. For example, this hive right here, it's in the shade. I'm going to use it as an example. It's hot out here, folks. It's 90 degrees here in North Georgia on this very, very warm Sunday afternoon. I worked in these bees yesterday for about 2 hours from 9:30 to 11:15ish. I got from that hive down to that hive down on the end and said, okay, that's enough. It was miserable. Didn't have a dry stitch of clothes on me anywhere. Okay, so here we go. Get back to my, I'm wandering. I'm chasing rabbits down the wrong trails. Okay, this has 2 supers on it. 6 and 5/8 supers. One there, one there. Just for an example, I went through that hive, took it apart, and I moved all the frames with honey stored in them to this top super. The frames that were empty, I moved into that bottom super. Therefore, the bees have storage space right in the middle of their territory. Now, we are deep in the dearth here in North Georgia. I have seen the bees bringing in some pollen, a bright yellow and a white looking pollen, but visibly there's nothing blooming around here producing pollen and nectar the side of my wife's zinnia plants. So we are waiting upon the grand appearance of the goldenrod, and I have about a ½ acre right down there that is loaded down with goldenrod. Now, I've already started seeing some goldenrod popping on the roadsides here in North Georgia. We have received enough rain recently that we've got a lot of fresh green going on, and I'm hopeful that the goldenrod crop will reflect the fresh greenery growing rain, and that it will produce both nectar and pollen for my bees. Now, I have a substitute pollen feeder out right here. It's a homemade contraption I made. I hadn't seen any activity around it. I have another one over there. I'll zoom in on it, zoom. And I put some in it as well, and it had come up and gone, so I thought, well, maybe the bees got it. Well, on my way out here, there's 2 blame squirrels up there on that thing. So I don't know if the squirrels have found it and have a taste for pollen substitute or what, but let's see here. Well, there's still some in the bucket in there, so maybe I ran them off in time. So, but yeah, that was some of the chores here, bee yard chores, or the end of August, 1st September. Condense the hives down, start shrinking the nest size, shrinking the openings. We have had in the past awful experiences with yellow jackets robbing our bees. So you shrink those hives down, that condenses the bees into a smaller area, therefore they are more apt to beard, just such as this one right here. And for you folks that think that's terrible, that's what bees do. They're bearding. They are on the front of that hive, and if anything or anybody lands there that's not supposed to be there, they're going to know about it. I took all the vent slats off the hive tops. That way the lid's set right on top. I mean, like I said, there's one way in, one way out. I'm not having any yellow jackets or anything like that having multiple entrances to my hives this year. So anyway, just a little update on, what we did yesterday in the bee yard. I was going to get out here early this morning and hit that one and that one. That monster there, and then those two small ones down there. But you know what? I didn't. It was probably real nice, and I know it was nice and cool. It's been a real nice day to do it, but I just didn't do it. That'll be next weekend's plan. And this is still kind of early on Sunday evening, so it may cool down. I may be able to do it this evening too. See, like this one right here, this is one I need to shrink down that opening. That's just too much. I mean, there's a good amount of bees in the hive, but it's just too much for them to guard. So there you have it. Like and subscribe. Thank you, bye.